Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about how you can succeed in your UNISA Computer Science degree. Now before we begin, I need to speak to you about something extremely important. The first thing you need to consider is you need to know why you are studying. Why you are spending so much money on a degree. Is it to better your current situation? To make a successful career? Or some ambition that you have? Is it to maybe make a career change so that you can be happier? Or is it to provide for your family back home and give them a better life? You need to find out what motivates you, because when everyone is having fun and others are taking shortcuts, you need to have something important to fall back on to keep you focused. For a little bit of inspiration, I had someone who graduated with me at UNISA who didn't have money for a laptop. So they did all of their coding, including their assignments, everything, on their phone using online IDEs. Okay, but enough of that. Let's talk about the actual content of the video. Starting out, the first thing you will want to do is get yourself a calendar. Either a physical one or a digital one, and then go through every module you have on My UNISA and add an event on the calendar for each of the assignment due dates. This is going to give you a great overview of the workload you have for the next week, the next month, next 3 months, next year, etc. From this, you can split up your time into study sessions and assignment sessions, where you will actually do an assignment for that subject. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of work already, but remember the short talk in the beginning. You must keep hold of whatever is motivating you to push through these tough times. Once you have your sessions planned out, you should start as soon as possible diving into the content for each module. It might sound crazy to get a head start before university officially opens, but I promise you, this is the single most important thing to do if you want to be successful in your final exams. Alright? The reason being is that if you get this head start, you'll have about a month or 2 months open at the end of the year before exams begin. All your exams for computer science will be year modules, so the content for them is quite a lot. And you need this time if you want to get full distinctions for your modules. Now on to how you can tackle the assignments. First, download the assignment, obviously from My UNISA, and have a quick read through the questions, so you have a rough idea of the content that it covers. Then pull out your prescribed book or notes or study guide if the module does not have a book. Just a quick tip. Unless you insist on getting hard copies for the textbooks, you can download 99% of all textbooks you will need by copy pasting the name of the textbook, the edition, everything, right, into Google, followed by a space and then the word PDF. If you type enter, one of those first links will give you a free copy of that textbook to download. All right, a little bit of a quick tip for you. Once you have your prescribed book open, there are 2 options. Either you can read the content up until you have all the info. You need to do the first question or first few questions. Then you go to the question, you do that question, and then you go back to reading. You go back to next question, go back to reading, and you keep alternating like this. Or the other method is you can read all the content for the whole assignment and then only attempt the questions then when you're finished reading. I think both methods work fine, but for me, I, however, prefer the alternating one because then the content stays fresh in your head when you're doing the questions. Makes it a little bit easier. I feel like the other method, you have to keep referencing back the textbook, and it's just not so great for me personally. If you get stuck and you don't understand something, because the textbooks can be a bit difficult to read at times, there are places to look for help. You can start by just Googling the topic or question you want info about. You can watch YouTube videos about the topic. You can email your lecturer or as a tutor. Although I usually only do this for very important things because they do take a while to respond. So if you're stuck and you have to ask a lecturer, you'll send an email and you'll have to do something else while you wait, another module or something. When you're lucky, they respond the same day. So, just go with the flow. Or you could ask even AI to explain it to you. That's very good. You could keep prompting it and asking it more and more questions, going in more depth. It's not a bad way to learn. Now for the AI topic. If you want to succeed, you must completely 100% ban AI from doing any of the assignment questions for you. It's very easy, super simple to copy paste the question into there and have an answer that is most of the time correct, which would give you an easy distinction for the subject's assignment. However, it's important to know that this information that you're learning in these assignments and modules could be crucial to your career one day and could really cost you down the line if you cheat your way through the content. An important question to ask yourself is, if I am just copying from AI all day, does that mean an AI could replace me? Does that mean an AI will replace me? Something to think about. And the sad answer is yes. STEM degrees aren't there to turn you into a memorization machine. They are there to develop and improve your critical thinking and problem-solving skills. These are things AI cannot handle very well, especially if the scale is very large, like in a giant corporation handling a very complex system. These skills are also extremely employable and will give you excellent job security. So don't throw away this opportunity just for the sake of convenience or saving time. Now onto a topic that's a little bit lighter. Because you started earlier with your university work and you have been putting in work throughout the year, there'll be times when you are really far ahead and you can afford to take a week off and just do nothing. And I highly encourage you to do so. Everyone needs a break every now and again, and it could actually benefit your work taking one. So that's something to consider. Next, we'll discuss the very important exam time. Most computer science modules are set up in a way that your final exam is worth 75 to 80% of your yearly mark. That is massive. Which also means if you fail your exam, you pretty much failed the year, even if you did alright in all of your assignments. They do this because assignments are not there for you to get perfect marks on and cheat your way through. Assignments are there to learn. That's it. They are there to guide you through the content and help you assess your skills on the way. And they should be used only for that purpose. Now, because exams are so important, you should devote a lot of time towards studying for them. And again, that is why we started early in the year. See, everything you do and every choice you make in university is like an investment. You won't see the results now or in a week or in a year. You might only even see them at the end of your 3 or 4 year degree. But these small changes you make compound into a massive difference. And when you're finished your degree, you'll look back upon your results and hopefully be proud of yourself and what you have achieved. There are two people in this world. The ones who strive to do 1% better each day, and the ones who end up doing 1% worse each day. If you don't know, those results compound to some crazy results. Okay? Now back to the topic of exams. After all my assignments for the year are finished, I tend to calculate how many days before the first exam, and if the timetable is not out yet, you can estimate it to sometime in November. I would Google to have a rough idea on this though. I would then divide the days up into my examinable subjects and spend consecutive days on each module. So 5 days module 1, then 5 days module 2, and so on. Before the exams, I would dedicate about 1 to 2 days for revision, which will purely be for going over past papers for that module. The resources I used for past papers is a website called StuDocu. You need to upload something on there to gain access. It's super easy. Just take an assignment you've done or some study notes or summaries or anything really, anything useful at least, and upload on there for like 2 weeks of access. There's another completely free website where you don't have to upload anything called Gimmenotes, which also has some past papers on there. With all this prep, you should have all you need to succeed in your final exams and get that distinction you rightfully deserve, given you've put in effort during the year, of course. On a closing note though, I want to let you guys know that these degrees are not easy. And for me, from year 1 to year 3, there were only about 30% of the students left. Some dropped out from funding issues, some swapped to other degrees, but a lot of people failed and are either redoing modules or they've just given up. Now for some this may be discouraging, and if that is you right now, then I don't know if truly you have what it takes to succeed in a degree like this. It's not going to be easy, and there will be many times when you feel like giving up or taking a shortcut. In life, it is that group of 30% that end up being successful. It is that 30% that push through the hard times no matter what. It is that 30% that regardless of background and financial situations have made it to the finish line. Now I want you as the viewer to decide. Are you part of that 30%? And let me tell you, the fact that you're watching this video right now shows that you are already facing towards the right direction. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, any questions, feel free to leave them down below as I will reply to all of them. Thank you everyone.